Oke, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. The Honorable Mrs. Tiasa Putri, SSMPD, as an examiner, the Honorable Mr. Juari Sarkawi M. Boom, as an advisor, and all of my beloved friends. First of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Husnia Mubarak. You can call me Mia, with student number 433001903. In this session, allow me to present my research proposal entitled The Application of Puzzle Games for Improving the 7th Grade Students' English Vocabulary Mastery. Chapter 1. Background of the study. English as an international language is seen by applied linguistics as a new paradigm for study practice, and English teaching. Therefore, when discussing the topic of language teaching, it will deal with how to do research and how to teach English based on the theory of language teaching. However, the English teachers seems to have a pages of limited knowledge about it. In this era of globalization, people need practical English skills in all aspects for their lives. Speaking is one of the practical communication skills by which people communicate and share ideas with others. Eka Mazaropa and Mohammed Ropa, 2021, about this award, speaking skill is considered to have a vital role in global communication. However, to be able to speak well, people also need to have a good knowledge of vocabulary. Uh, we use a statement from by 2018, 20 and 18. When they have enough vocabulary, they can express their mind easily when they communicate with other people globally. Can also be used for increasing the students' interest in learning English vocabulary so that they can use it for effective communication or speaking in English. This statement from by 2018. To be able to teach vocabulary effectively, English teachers need a good strategy. Therefore, they also have knowledge and skill in English language teaching strategy. Especially for teaching vocabulary, puzzle is one of the strategies for teaching English vocabulary. It is a game that involves pictures. In this game, some pictures have a meaningful relationship. For example, one picture consists of the tiger and salad, while the other picture is the picture of a solve. The way to play it is that three will be two people who will come forward and they're asking to combine two pictures that are interconnected and say the vocabulary in the picture is in trying. Based on the very interesting strategy of the puzzle for improving the vocabulary of the teachers need to be able to implement this strategy in the learning process in the classroom. Researchers interested in doing are search related to the implementation of puzzle game for improving the students' vocabulary. This research will be done at Anaja Junior High School, Surabaya. In this statement of the problem, the first, the effectiveness of using puzzle game in improving English vocabulary mastery, and the second, how are the students' responses to using puzzle games in improving English vocabulary mastery. And the objective of this study. The first, to find out the effectiveness of puzzle games media in improving English vocabulary, and the second, to find out the students' response to puzzling game media in improving English vocabulary. And the significances of the study. This study is expected to provide some benefits as described below. The theoretical benefits, practically, uh, in theoretical benefit, the results of this study are expected to have insight. into one of the learning methods, namely to find out whether puzzle games can increase the vocabulary of students at Anaja Junior High School periodic activity. And the second, practically, for students, the research can improve English vocabulary of students. For teacher, research can become a source of information for English teachers in using puzzle game to enrich and improve students' English vocabulary, and it can be as problem solving for learning English. For school, the research can be used as an additional insight to the learning process and improve students' vocabulary mastery. For researchers, the research can add knowledge, insight, and experience that will be using in the future. Moreover, other researchers can conduct further research with similar contexts. The assumption and limitation of the study. Puzzle games are learning models that focus on improving English vocabulary. Each model can support students to improve their English vocabulary ability. Open learning model that will help students to learn English vocabulary easily. And F, definition of operational variable is has the first puzzle game, the second vocabulary mastery, and the third reading activity. Chapter 2, literary review, a third theoretical study, ELL or English language learning, and then media, and then puzzle game, and then vocabulary, and then students. And B, previous study. There are several previous studies related to the application of puzzle game. One of them was done by Simulasi and in the research, the researchers are trying to find a technique that can increase students' vocabulary by using puzzle game. And the second study was also done by Mustalifa 2018. She also used puzzle games in her study to find out how effective this technique is. Her research, Mustalifa 2018, among other aims to find out whether the use of the crossword puzzle strategy can increase the value of English language. Besides Bahazi and Mustalifa, there was also another previous study done by Matsuki and Orehana, 20 and 21. These researchers the ability of EFL students to speaking skills through the use of language games. Research the study concept of planning, implementation, observation, and reflection. The method they use are observation, format, and questionnaires and tests to collect data. As on the previous studies above, it can be generalized that the use of puzzle games in language teaching can improve the students' English mastery. First, it can increase the student vocabulary as provided by Bahazi et al. 2021. It can also increase the students' vocabulary and the students' motivation in learning because it makes the class full of fun. Musdalifah 2018 not only increase the students' vocabulary and motivation, but it can also increase the students' speaking mastery. Conceptual framework is ELL, media, puzzle game, vocabulary, and the last student. Hypothesis based on the theories in the chapters above, the researchers from the study hypothesis as follows. There is a significant feedback of using puzzle game to improve English vocabulary. There is no significant effect of using puzzle games to improve English vocabulary. And the last chapter 3, method of the study, type and design of study. The study used quantitative research method as research design. When quantitative research is research that use numeral data collection as well as some statistical features, this variable is measured to show that data consisting of number can be analyzed based on statistical percentages. The approach used this method to measure the success of rate of the effectiveness of puzzle game media in increasing junior high school student vocabulary and and also to find out the students' response to this social media. The study established that quantitative research varies with quantifying and analyzing variables in order to get results. The time and location of the study at Anajia Junior High School. Population and sample of the study. The population used in this consists of about 30 students from three classes. The sample from three classes in which each is about 10 students, so that about 3 are 30 respondents. And the uh, data collection techniques and instrument of the study. There are pre-test, post-test, and questionnaire. This is my presentation ended by reading Hamdallah. I hope this presentation can provide the benefits thanks to the thanks to the Mrs. Jasaputri as an examiner and Mr. Juari as an advisor. I close my proposal thesis presentation here. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you.